Hi everyone, my name is Merritt Murphy and this will be my Chapter 8 summary of leadership in organizations. So this chapter go ahead and opens by introducing that humans have the ability to create reality through their use of symbols. So this is readily apparent in the organizational context. They want to inform us that organizations are formed through the process of communication. As organizational members meet and interact, they develop a shared meaning for events. And then they go on to say that communication is not contained within the organization. Instead, this communication is the organization. So going forward, new employees often undergo a culture shock as they move into an organization with a different language, authority structure, and attitude towards work and people. So I like that they pointed this out because I think that this is something that we definitely can all agree on. Going into any new job atmosphere can be really overwhelming and really nerve-wracking sometimes. So I definitely 100% agree with this. And they say even long-term members can feel out of place if they change positions, even if it's within that same organization. So again, I 100% agree with this. I actually had a similar experience where I changed positions in my job, and it felt kind of weird at first, just getting comfortable within my role. So this is something I 100% agree with, and I like that they pointed this out again. So each department or branch office may represent a different subculture. So what they mean by this, they gave this example, which I thought was really interesting. So it's the salespeople talk and dress differently than engineers that might be employed by the same firm. So this is I agree with, but it is also something kind of interesting to think about how those two different dynamics can come to play even in the same organization. So again, I agree, but it was something I hadn't necessarily thought about, so I like that they really brought that up and reinforced that in this chapter. Moving forward, going into the elements of organizational culture. So dividing organizational culture into 3 different levels, that would be assumptions, values, and symbols. So all 3 of those provide important insights into how a culture operates. So members of every organization share a set of assumptions that serve as the foundation for the group's culture. I definitely agree with this, and I like that they brought this point up. It's something interesting to think about again. I really hadn't thought of some of these concepts in this chapter, but thinking into my own previous experience in my jobs, I definitely do agree with this. So going forward, they say that assumptions are unstated beliefs about human relationships, the truth. So just any assumption, maybe within the workplace. So just about relationships within coworkers, when someone's lying or when not. So then going forward, talking about values, and then values, those make up the next level, and values reflect what the organization feels they ought to do. So this is something interesting. It's I like that they brought up, they said ought to do and not something that they should do. Sometimes even if it's something they may not really agree with, if they feel that the public opinion thinks that they should be doing that, I feel they would do that. So again, I kind of they brought that up. Symbols are the last one, and symbols and symbolic creations called artifacts make up the top level of an organization's culture. So by analyzing these visible elements used in everyday interaction, we gain insights into organizations, assumptions, and values. So that's where that one comes into play. So again, thank you so much for listening to my chapter summary of chapter 8.